Q is number 17. President Trump repeats 17 over and over, even when it's inaccurate. He's been giving us hints and clues from day one.
So Donald Trump knows who Q is.
Absolutely.
Why doesn't he come out and tell all of us?
It's a process of waking up the American people.
The allegation is that there are elites and some very powerful people who are involved in child sex trafficking. Do I have that about right?
Yeah.
It's the blood of an innocent child that are scared to death, and then it's extracted from their head, from their brains and their bodies, and it's used as a drug.
And who's doing that?
Joe Biden, Hunter, Clintons.
So the Clintons and Joe Biden that are extracting the blood and trying to make drugs out of it?
That's right.
If you found the Q drops, and if you would put in Epstein in certain key words, you will find the truth right there in front of you.
Well, we know that Donald Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
About everybody in the country, in the world was. You wait to the last minute. You let people give them enough rope to lie and lie and lie about QAnon. When all along, if they were smart enough to read the Q drops, they would find out all you had to do was ask, who is Q?
You know who Q is. I don't know who Q is. I don't have my computer here to look at the QAnon drops, the Q drops. So can't you just tell me?
Ask President Trump.
He knows who Q is.
Yes.
I believe that America is being saved through Donald Trump and the military. We have world leaders involved, and they're taking back their rights. It goes back to the Constitution. It goes back to our freedom. It goes back to God. It's biblical, and I believe that we're on the verge of seeing it happen immediately.
So pretty soon we're going to find out who these people are that are drinking the children's blood and turning it into drugs.
It's a satanic ritual, which is why we masked up, stood 6 feet apart. If you start there, you can research and figure
So we
it out.
stood 6 feet apart not because of COVID, but because of this satanic ritual involving drinking children's blood.
Well, COVID goes back to how they stole the election. It was all premeditated, pre-planned.
How come the courts, not a single court out of these 70 cases, none of the judges, many of them Trump judges, ruled in the favor of people who believe that the election was stolen?
Well, who told you that?
Well, the judges in their rulings said all of that.
And how do you know that?
Because they issued public opinions and rulings, and
Where
because,
did you hear that?
well, we heard it from the judges.
You heard it from the judges themselves.
Yeah, they issued rulings and opinions in open court.
Where, on the news? Or did you read the
They,
document?
on their dockets.
Well, we have judges in place all over the country. Some are from the deep state, some are from President Trump. And in the process of them denying those rights, well, then you go to the next judge, and exposure comes, and it's coming right now.
But exposure hasn't happened yet.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, yes, it is. You have to get off the news. You have to go someplace else and find it.
Can you point to me a single judge that has ruled that the election was stolen or that there was malfeasance that would have overturned the results of any state?
Look at the Supreme Court.
Well, the Supreme Court hasn't accepted any of these cases either,
How do you know that?
because they have a docket and they list what cases they review and they issue their opinions.
You choose to believe that, you can believe that, but I have alternative news and I find out differently.
One of the things, it doesn't matter whether he took documents or not. You're more concerned about the child
I'm
sex
worried about
trafficking.
right now, the child sex trafficking, the truth about that, the truth about 9/11, the truth about that island, the truth about the wars where all these people went to war over a lie, and they took and hurt the children over there. That's the important thing. All they got to do is ask, who is Q?
Do the work, you'll find out. You'll find out 174.
174, what does that mean?
Gematria, God's language. It's good. It's good, but hey. we love you.
Gematria, that's that code thing, right?
Yeah, it is. Hey, you know
Wow.
Michael Jackson, you know the song?
But why are we talking in code? Why are we talking code? Why not just tell me?
1, 2, 3. Because you need to do the work. That's why we're in the mess. Because nobody has ever wanted to do the work. You got to do the work. Bye. Have a great day.